This is the Fox 5 News Block.
A rush to dig through rubble. A nightclub collapses in the Dominican Republic, killing dozens. Many are believed to still be trapped under debris. We have the very latest. And the stock market rally is fading during a second day of stunning swings as uncertainty reigns about whether President Trump will ease up on his trade war. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the News Block. I'm Antoine Lewis. Those stories in just a moment, but first let's take a live look outside on this very nice April day. Arv DePointe, is this going to be a picture of what's to come, or are we in for some surprise?
It looks nice outside your window, Antoine. However, when you step outdoors, it feels pretty cold, and those blustery winds are definitely getting your attention when you head outside today. Right now, the temperature is at 43 degrees in Central Park. We're finding 45 in Islip, 44 over in Bridgeport. Upper 30s though in Poughkeepsie, Monticello, below the freezing mark right now at 28 degrees. And those winds, they're pretty blustery. Right now, they're sustained between 15 and 25 miles per hour. However, the gusts are as high as 40 in Central Park, 40 miles per hour in White Plains, 41 in Islip, 38 over towards Bridgeport. And when we factor in the winds with the current temperatures, we do have wind chills in play here, feeling like the 30s all across the region here. The exception is up to the north, where it's feeling like the 20s in Poughkeepsie, and we're even down to 15 degrees right now for a wind chill in Monticello. Definitely not feeling like spring across the region, and that will continue to be the case as we go through the rest of the afternoon. Now tonight, temperatures are going to take a big drop. We're going below the freezing mark across much of the area, and the National Weather Service has issued a freeze warning for the 5 boroughs of New York City, Nassau County and Long Island, as well as Union and Hudson counties in New Jersey. We're expecting a cold night, but it will be a dry night. We aren't expecting any rain showers. There's a couple of snow showers off towards our northwest, but that's where they will stay. Temperatures will be mostly in the 40s, dropping to the 30s tonight. I'll have the details on when we'll see a warm-up coming up. Antoine?
All right, Audrey, thank you. We are following breaking news, watching Wall Street as the White House is sending mixed messages on tariffs against China. Now, that has left world leaders and businesses holding their breath. But Sharon Crowley is on top of it and joining us all from the newsroom. Hi there.
Hi, Antoine. Well, President Trump's trade war is heating up. As you mentioned, the White House press secretary saying that President Trump will not budge on tariffs, but he's open to talking with other countries. Meantime, China is threatening steep retaliatory taxes on U.S. imports. Trump's tariff causing a roller coaster ride on Wall Street that continues today. Let's take a look right now at the big board. After days of decline, the markets are rebounding somewhat with news that Trump is open to negotiating with foreign countries over trade. The White House press secretary issuing a warning, though, for countries like China unwilling to come to the table.
Countries like China, who have chosen to retaliate and try to double down on their mistreatment of American workers, are making a mistake. President Trump has a spine of steel, and he will not break, and America will not break under his leadership. He is guided by a firm belief that America must be able to produce essential goods for our own people and export them to the rest of the world. A strong America cannot be solely dependent on foreign countries for our food, medicines, and critical minerals. And America must always maintain a robust defense supply chain.
Well, the White House press secretary also saying that Trump's threats of even higher tariffs on China will become a reality after midnight, when imports from China will be taxed at a stunning 104% rate. But one more thing, Antoine, we're going to hear from the president just about an hour from now. So things can always change.
You're always on top of it. Thank you so much, Sharon.
Okay.
Developing right now, at least 44 people are dead and more than 160 others injured after a roof collapses inside a nightclub this morning in the capital of the Dominican Republic. Crews are searching for potential survivors in the debris at the club called Jet Set. Emergency officials there believe that many people are still under the rubble. Now, among the injured is merengue singer Ruby Perez, who was performing when the roof actually collapsed. Officials wrote on X that all rescue agencies are working tirelessly to help those that are affected. A scary situation in Soho. 2 women attacked by the same man just minutes apart. This happened around 3 yesterday afternoon near Broome Street in Worcester. Now, police say the man came from behind a 29-year-old woman and hit her in the back with a broken bottle, but she was not hurt. Police say that the man then followed her before finding a 25-year-old woman and slashing her neck with the broken bottle. She was taken to Bellevue Hospital in critical condition. Police say they took a 45-year-old man into custody. The MTA has reached a deal with the Trump administration to keep congestion pricing in place until the fall, and now the city is fighting to maintain federal funding for other agencies. Morgan Mackay is here with the very latest. You've been busy, Morgan.
Hey, Antoine. So 2 cuts here. Local officials are telling us that the federal government is yanking away around $200 million from the city that the city has already spent on the migrant crisis. And the feds are cutting more than $325 million in grants to New York that was earmarked for flood mitigation efforts in New York City. Adams today said that the city is mounting a legal challenge to keep this federal money meant for migrants, but argues that this is different than what the Biden administration did. Adams was very critical of the Biden administration's handling of the migrant crisis, and even later implied his criminal charges were a result of this criticism. Adams today saying that the city has spent more than $7 billion on the migrant crisis because there was no substantial help from the Biden administration, arguing that is more than what the Trump administration is taking away now, and the Trump administration is at least trying to secure the border.
The previous administration gave us a price tag of handling a national crisis. We are going to fight and state that this $200 million belongs to us. But then let's look at $7 billion. $7 billion we lost in the previous administration compared to $200 million. We're going to fight for every penny. No matter what it is, this should not be carried on the backs of taxpayers.
Also, the federal government and the MTA agreed to a timeline last night for their court dispute to keep the congestion pricing program in place. Right now, the judge is not forcing the state to turn off the tolling cameras. And Governor Kathy Hochul's office says that as long as this court process continues, they plan to keep the cameras on. However, that could change if the Transportation Department decides to pressure the courts to turn off the program while litigation plays out. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy has said he wants the cameras off by April 30th. Antoine?
All right, Morgan, a lot going on there. Thank you so much. And you can stay up to date on the ever-changing political landscape of the city, the state, and federal government by joining our Morgan McKay for Politics Unusual. Morgan breaks down the biggest headlines of the week, and she's getting the biggest names as well. Watch it every Friday at 6:30 p.m. on Fox 5 and right here on the Fox Local app. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
It's on Friday. I'll be on the field. You're gonna be there.
Is that the football guy?
Can you give me a minute? Thanks.
So, do you have any plans on Saturday? I was thinking
Hey, is that the guy?
Dad.
Yeah, it's the guy.
Oh, I found Mr. Squishy.
Louder.
Here, there, everywhere. Reliable internet where you need it most. Prices start at $30 per month when bundled. Go to spectrum.com to learn more.
We are back, and if you've ever wanted to belt out Broadway show tunes, here is your chance. The Downtown Karaoke Bar hosts a Broadway-themed night featuring actual stars from the Great White Way. Fox 5's Kendall Green dropped in to sing along.
Mondays are when the big Broadway voices come out and the lyrics go up at Baby Grand on the Lower East Side. They're having a good time singing with the stars. The Broadway stars, thanks to Harry Welcher, right there in the back, the brains behind the idea he came up with at a company karaoke night.
In the days after, I said, this was amazing. As somebody new to the city, I bet you guys get booked to do this all the time. And she said, twice in 5 years.
He saw Chelsea Turbin that night. You may know from Broadway's Little Shop of Horrors.
Does this exist? And instantly my brain just exploded and I was like, no, it does not exist yet. And then it just kind of went from there.
She and performers with great voices and engaging energy could make that idea a hit on the Lower East Side.
And within 5 days, I had about 300 people that said they'd want to come do, karaoke with Broadway singers.
Now their mailing list has thousands of names, and every Monday, New Yorkers from nearly every background come and sing their favorite Broadway tunes with their favorite Broadway stars.
The guests get to pick the songs, and then they do duets with them, they do harmonies, they do backup. Sometimes we'll do some group songs and everyone can sing along, and it's a nice, fun mix.
A fun mix with benefits for both those who come out and participate, as well as the performers themselves.
I get to be singing on a Monday night when otherwise I wouldn't, or I would be doing some other flexible side gig. So this is just, this is an amazing opportunity. It's a great idea, and we have so much fun doing it.
They love it, and they have a good voice. And so the opportunity to come and do Rent or Wicked or even a pop song or a rock song with somebody who's a professional singer, it really makes their night.
So if you feel compelled by this report, you want to sing with some Broadway stars, you can join the mailing list at singwiththestars.com. That's latest here on the Lower East Side. Kendall Green, Fox 5 News.
I thought Kendall was going to sing, but okay. Game of Thrones fans, this is interesting. An extinct species has been brought back to life. Scientists have genetically engineered gray wolves to mimic dire wolves. The company, Colossal Biosciences, says the animals have white hair and muscular jaws, just like the ancient breed. Scientists took blood cells from a living gray wolf and used gene editing technology to genetically modify that DNA. The pups range in age from 3 to 6 months, and some have already weighed in around 80 pounds. They are expected to reach, 140 pounds. Dire wolves went extinct more than 10,000 years ago. And if you're looking for some fine jewelry for that someone special and you have about an extra $1 million or so to spare, Sotheby's has you covered. Look at one of the most important blue diamonds ever discovered. This more than 10-carat Mediterranean blue diamond is on display in Abu Dhabi. It's expected to fetch $20 million at auction. The exhibit also features other jewels having a combined total weight of over 700 carats. Wow. The auction for the blue diamond is in Geneva on May 13th. Let's take a live look outside as we ask Audrey to weigh in on that blue diamond. If I had 20 million, Audrey, you know, but here we are.
I have a free finger to slip it on. It's totally fine.
My heart's in the right place, though.
Yes. All right, folks, let's take a look at what's happening outside here. We have some lake effect snow showers coming downwind of the Great Lakes. They're reaching as far south as Sullivan and Ulster County. You're getting some snowflakes there, but everyone else is staying dry today. We have a mix of sun and clouds and a brisk northwest wind, which is really adding to the chill factor. But we have high pressure coming in from the west here. That's going to keep our weather pattern rather quiet. No storms in play here for today and tomorrow. Thursday, different story. We're going to have the approach of a frontal system that will bring us our next chance of precipitation. So we're looking pretty dry for the rest of the day today. Tonight, we go mostly clear. That's going to help our temperatures drop to below the freezing mark all across the tri-state area. Tomorrow, we'll start out with plenty of sunshine across the area. It will be a windy day, but not quite as blustery as today. I think the winds will be just a bit lighter for Wednesday, but it will stay dry as high pressure continues to keep things that way. Now on Thursday, different story here. Clouds will be back into the picture and rain starts to approach from the west, and we will have a wet finish to the week as this area of low pressure will bring us a soaking rain by Friday. So today we're looking at 46 for the high. That's well below normal for this time of year. Tonight we drop down to 29 in the city, colder north and west. 49 for tomorrow. 50s return by Thursday and Friday, and over the weekend we'll start out with some early rain on Saturday, but most of the weekend will be dry. Antoine?
Oh, 29 tonight. All right, Audrey, we have to take that. Thank you so much. That's your news block for now, everybody. I'm Antoine Lewis. Thank you so much for joining us. Tune into the 5 o'clock news on Fox 5 and right here on the Fox Local app for all of the day's news as it develops. We'll see you back here again tomorrow. Stay safe.